Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So I will share my screen so that we can read the verses. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we see it, Mataji.
Okay. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 8, text 28 to 30. So we'll read these verses first, and then we'll have a little discussion. So his first verse, Kadamba Kinjal Kapishanga Vasasa Svallan Kritam Me Khalaya Nitambe Harena Chananta Tanena Vatsa Shivatsa Vaksha Sthalavallabhena. Synonyms: Kadamba Kinjalka, saffron dust of the Kadamba flower. Vishanga, dress color. Vasasa, by clothing. Sualankritam, well decorated. Mekhalaya, by the belt. Nitambe, on the waist. Harena, by the garland. Ja, also. Ananta, highly. Dhanena, valuable. Vatsa, my dear Vidura. Shivatsa, of the transcendental marking. Vakshasthala, on the chest. Vallabhena, very pleasing. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O my dear Vidura, the Lord's waist was covered with yellow cloth resembling the saffron dust of the Kadamba flower, and it was encircled by a well-decorated belt. His chest was decorated with the Srivatsa marking and a necklace of unlimited value. Text 29. Paradhyake Ramani Praveka Paryasta Dordanda Sahasra Shakham Avyaktamulam Bhuvanan Kripendram Ahindra Bhoge Adhivita Valsham. Synonyms: Paradhya, very valuable. Keyura, ornaments. Money, valuable jewels. Paryasta, disseminating. Dordanda, arms. Sahasra Shakham, with thousands of branches. Avyakta Mulam, self-situated. Bhuvana, universal. Angripa, trees. Indram, the Lord. Ahindra, Anantadeva. Bhoge, by hoods. Adhivita, surrounded. Valsham, shoulders. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As the sandalwood tree is decorated with fragrant flowers and branches, the Lord's body was decorated with valuable jewels and pearls. He was the self-situated tree, the Lord of all others in the universe. And as the sandalwood tree is covered with many snakes, so the Lord's body was also covered by the hoods of Ananta. Perfect. The word avyakta moolam is significant here. Generally, no one can see the roots of a tree. But as far as the Lord is concerned, he is the root of himself, because there is no other separate cause of his standing, but he himself. In the Vedas, it is stated that the Lord is Svashraya Shraya. He is his own support, and there is no other support for him. Therefore, Avyakta means the Supreme Lord himself, no one else. And this is the last text for today, 30. Jara charauko bhagavan mahindram ahindra bandhum salilopagudham kirita sahasra hiranya shingam avir bhavat kaustubharatna garbham. Synonyms: Chara, moving animals; achara, non-moving trees; okaha, the place or situation; Bhagavat, the personality of Godhead; Mahindram, the mountain; Ahindra, Sri Anantadeva; Bandhum, friend; Salila, water; Upagudham, submerged; Kirita, helmets; Sahasra, thousands; Hiranya, gold; Shringam, peaks; Avirbhavat, manifested; Kaustubha, the Kaustubha jewel; Ratna Garbham, ocean. Translation: like a great mountain, the Lord stands as the abode for all non-moving living entities. He is the friend of the snakes because Lord Ananta is his friend. As a mountain has thousands of golden peaks, so the Lord was seen with the thousands of golden helmeted hoods of Anantanaga. And as a mountain is sometimes filled with jewels, so also his transcendental body was fully decorated with valuable jewels. As the mountains is sometimes submerged in the ocean water, so the Lord is sometimes submerged in the water of devastation. Stop sharing here. Can stop sharing. Okay. Okay, so in this chapter, Maitreya Muni is answering Vidura's questions. And in previous verses, we see the birth of Lord Brahma from Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Lord Vishnu entered and impregnated the lotus flower, and Brahma was born out of this lotus flower. So when he was in the center of the lotus, when Brahmaji was in the center of lotus, he looked around, and that's how he got his 4 heads. And he was trying to figure out what he's supposed to do, because it was all dark around. And after looking around, he went down the lotus stem by himself, just to figure out something, if he can find something by his own endeavors. So, this part really, it symbolizes that our own endeavors are not only sufficient to succeed in anything. We do need the mercy of the Lord with our endeavors. So it reminded me of this pastimes, it's like the pastimes of the Damodar Lila, where especially when Kartik is around the corner, right? How Mother Yashoda was endeavoring so hard to bound Krishna and tie Krishna with the ropes. But only after seeing her endeavors is when Lord Damodar, he chose to be bounded by the rope of Mother Yashoda. And this is his mercy. So again, only by the endeavors and the mercy of the Lord, we can actually succeed in anything. Otherwise, Lord cannot be bounded by anyone, right? So anyway, coming back to today's section, so then Lord Brahma heard this sound when he was under this, when he went down in the stem, he heard the sound of tapa from the waters. And then he came back up the stem, and he performed this tapa for 100 human years. So then after this tapasya that he this 100 years, he was able to see the Lord, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, in his heart. So, and he was lying in the causal ocean. So previously and today, it is the continuation of the glorification of the Lord's body and the Lord. And this all is something that Lord Brahma had gotten the darshan of within his heart by the mercy of the Lord. So, you know, these texts are it's more and more revealing this beauty and the beauty of the body of the Lord is being revealed. So Lord is looking so wonderful, and this, you know, meditating upon the Lord's pastimes of these, you know, of his features, it helps us understand that, you know, we can get attracted to the Lord. And also, you know, because Brahmaji was able to see the Lord in his heart, so it also helps us understand that Brahmaji is not just an ordinary person. So we can get attracted, excuse me, and we can fix our minds upon the Lord by these meditation of the Lord's beauty. Excuse me. So Bhagavatam, in many places, it describes many times the beauty of the Lord and the descriptions of the Lord's abode. So we had seen in you know, in the Bhagavatam, there is this pastimes of how when Dhruva Maharaj, he was able to see the Lord. And then there's a description of all of the how the Lord looks. The Dwarkavasis, when the Lord came to Dwarka, and then Gajendra, so many other devotees, and then many other pastimes in the Srimad Bhagavatam, where, you know, the devotees were fortunate enough to see the Lord. So why does Bhagavatam keep on repeating these details? So in context to that, I was looking to speak on these verses today. And because, you know, this is my first time, and the description of the Lord is very, very important. And I don't know if I can do the proper justice, but I can, you know, do the best from what I have heard from the acharyas and Guru Maharaj, and also from my Siksha Gurus. So you know, I was looking through what is the importance of meditating or having these different pastimes of the Lord and the details of the Lord's body and the beauty. So I came across the story of Adi Shankaracharya. So he had written Vishnu, which is said that whoever recites this divine stotra, he will get painless and fearless death. Of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only required thing at this time of death, you know, in Kali Yuga, to go back home, back to Godhead. But for the purpose of this stotram, it describes a lot of the Lord's transcendental bodily features. And so Adi Shankaracharya was trying to recite this so that his mom, he wanted to help his mom attain liberation. So he was trying to recite this stotram that described the transcendental bodily features of this Lord, and by her deathbed. And after that, you know, she was able to meditate upon this Lord, and she went, her soul went back to Vaikuntha. So the point that I'm trying to make here and connect to today's verses is that by hearing the Lord's features, one can focus on the Lord. And focusing on the personal features of the Lord, it is a great way to get liberated from Maya or illusion, so that we can perform the unalloyed service. I know yesterday, Her Grace Janki Mataji, she was describing how serving the Lord and the days brings a smile to the face of the Lord. But to get to that transcendental service level, one has to be convinced of the opulence of the Lord. So in many places, it describes why we should focus on the Lord and these descriptions. So one of the examples I wanted to share today is, from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text 7 and 8. So we see here, text 7, it says, Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo vetti tatvataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. So translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So he says that one who is factually convinced of this opulence and the mystic power of mind. So this is what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. That person engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this, there is no doubt. And then in 8, Sarvasya Prabhuva Matta Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhajante Ma Buddha Bhava Samandita. So I'm the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service in all their hearts. So this is also what Lord Brahma saw. He saw the Lord lying on this Ananta Shesha. And few of the analogies that these texts in Srimad Bhagavatam are describing about the Lord, that what Lord Brahma saw. So, these analogies help us understand the descriptions a little better, because with our limited intelligence, we're not able to fully and truly understand the Lord's beauty. So these analogies really help us understand somewhat of the subject matter. Lord Brahma compares Garbhodaksha Vishnu to this sandalwood tree and to a great mountain. So we'll analogies a little closer. For comparison to the sandalwood tree has fragrant flowers and branches, like the valuable jewels and pearls on the arms of the Garbhodaksha Vishnu. The sandalwood tree is self-situated, so roots cannot be seen. So similarly, Lord is the origin of all the others in the universe. The sandalwood tree is the king of all trees, and the Lord is the protector of the whole world. Sandalwood tree is covered with many snakes, and similarly, Lord Brahma saw this Garbhodaksha Vishnu was covered by many hoods of Ananta. So then the next text, it talks about how Lord Brahma is comparing the Lord with the great mountain. So great mountain, it is a shelter of all of the creatures in it. So this Lord is a shelter of all of the moving and non-moving entities. And this mountain is a friend of snakes. And Lord Ananta is also the friend of the Lord. The great mountain has thousands of golden peaks, and Garbhodaksha Vishnu is also covered by thousands of golds of Ananta. And this great mountain can be filled with, sometimes it's filled with all the different. So similarly, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, he saw, Lord Brahma saw, that is also decorated with very valuable jewels. And this mountain, the great mountain, can be sometimes submerged in the ocean. And at that time of dissolution, Garbhodaksha Vishnu is also sometimes submerged in the water of devastation. So sometimes we feel amazed at something that we see, or we feel peaceful or happy when we see some beautiful scenery or some beautiful place. But this is compared to the beauty of the Lord, this compared to the beauty of the Lord is really nothing. And even in Bhagavad Gita, in text 10.41, here Krishna says to Arjuna that know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. So this means, we cannot even imagine how beautiful this Lord is. And just by these analogies, we can somewhat meditate upon the Lord's feature. So as we have all that, the Lord is full in all of the 6 opulences, which are wealth, fame, knowledge, strength, beauty, and renunciation. So when we read these descriptions of the Lord, we should try to meditate on the form of the Lord. And this way we can always remember the Lord in our hearts. And then with that remembrance, we can perform devotional service as by the Bhagavad Gita shlokas that we had read. That, by always meditating, we can perform devotional service by the mercy of the Lord. And with this, I do have a hard stop at 8 o'clock. So with this, I would like to end the session. So I apologize for any faults in this narration of the Lord's descriptions, the bodily beauty, and any good thing that you have taken. It is all the credit Guru Maharaj and my Shiksha Gurus. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We can go with any discussions. If anyone has any additions or corrections, please go.
Hare Krishna, Manjari, Lila, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very, very nice class. Of course, I'm used to hearing you in our reading group. So I expected that, same wonderful welcome here. And regarding the period of meditation Lord Brahma went into, it is not 100 human years. I think it is 100 celestial years. We can go back and check that one.
Sure, Mataji, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Very, very wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice class, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, I think Sandhya Mataji is right. It was 100 celestial years, 100 years of Brahma. Anyways, but very nice. I saw the topics and the description and everything. That itself is beautiful subject matter. You presented it very well.
Thank you.
So
Thank
very
you.
nice, Mataji.
All right, so Srila Prabhupada, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very nice class, Mataji. Nice to hear from you. Is this your first one?
Yes, Mataji, it is the first time. First one.
Awesome. It feels really nice to see how you guys are growing so beautifully in your bhakti.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas, Mataji. I cannot do it myself.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhu, if we have no more discussion, we can end now, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, sure. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Mantrapati Vaishnavendra ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.